And they're going up and down this part of the track numerous times in the day because the water's up at this end, there's feed down at the bottom end, the sun moves round, so they want to spend different parts of the day in different parts of the track. So they're constantly moving up and down there. So very often, when people are new to track systems and it's something that they've not come across before, some of the questions that often get asked are around whether it's just for retired horses, whether horses that are in ridden activity are going to be able to thrive in this kind of setup. A lot of people are very sort of fixated on the idea that horses need to be in stables, particularly competition horses. But if you kind of break that down and really think about it, we've already discussed that the horse is an animal that needs movement to be physically healthy. So if we're confining them in a very small space in a stable for big parts of the day, all that time their body's not moving. And there's been research that actually shows that horses that are stabled a lot of the time actually have a lot more tendon ligament type injuries and actually have more back injuries because they're not doing what their body is naturally designed to do. Some of the other things that we're starting to do here on this track and that I want to be able to do more of over time is adding some different surfaces in. So surfaces are really good for helping to condition feet up. All the horses that we have here are barefoot in different amounts of work. So some of them are ridden quite regularly, some of them are retired, but they're doing a whole mix of things. My own mare hacks out regularly on roads, on hard surfaces with no problem at all. She doesn't need to wear boots. We also think about giving different stimulating surfaces to condition the feet up. So if you imagine, I don't know if you were like me as a child, you probably used to run around a lot outdoors, didn't really wear shoes very much, and it wasn't a problem. But if I tried to do that now, I could probably take about 3 steps out of my front door and I'd be in quite a bit of discomfort. But that's a conditioning problem. So what we do with the horses here is we provide them with a nice stone surface on a fairly lengthy part of the track that they need to walk over. And they're going up and down this part of the track numerous times in the day because the water's up at this end, there's feed down at the bottom end, the sun moves round, so they want to spend different parts of the day in different parts of the track. So they're constantly moving up and down there. And it really does help to condition the feet. This particular stretch of stone we've only had down for a few months, and for me as a podiatrist it's been really noticeable, the change in the horse's feet, the improvement in their frogs. The frogs have got bigger and have got firmer, and I'm having to trim a lot less often, which is great for me, but it's really lovely to see the feet responding to this ground. We also try to give the horses plenty of opportunity to express their natural behaviours, so like grooming each other, and nice places to roll. So we've got a soft fibre surface, which is a nice place for them to lay down in our turnout pen, and they'll quite often like to go and hang out in there. It's lovely and soft, particularly in the summer. They like to have a nice lie down and a snooze in there. And we also put plenty of things out for them to scratch on. So everybody knows that horses love a good scratch, particularly when the coat's changing. So we attach brushes onto different places so that they've got places to scratch. We've got some boxes, some big wooden boxes that have multiple purposes. So there can be some hay in there, there's a salt lick in there, but they can also rub and scratch on there. So it gives them all sorts of opportunities to kind of seek those things out if they're feeling a bit itchy scratchy. So the other thing is giving the horses choice of shelters. We're very lucky in that we've got this fabulous big barn, but we also have 2 arc shelters. And because we run 2 separate tracks here, there's 2 separate shelters on the second track. But what this means is that the horses can really make their own choices about where they go, whether they want to be in, whether they want to be out. So yeah, I mean, our horses will come into the shelters when they want to. Sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 in the barn. You might have some hanging around in the arc shelter when it's a hot sunny day, getting out of the flies, getting out of the sun. But a lot of the time they enjoy being out in the open air, hanging out together, doing what horses do.